Guys, it's that time of the month. That sounded so wrong. I already I already dunked into it. I'm going to do holy guacamoles. I missed the entire thing. That's amazing. Hello my beautiful babes, what is up? It's Brandi. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, it is the month of Pride. I had to do a Pride makeup look just like I did last year, hence the whole inspiration behind my eyeshadow today. If you guys are interested in how I created this look, then please keep on watching. I legit have every single palette from Jeffree Star that I own right here on the table as well as on the floor. I'm pretty sure I can get every shade that I need besides the green. I'm probably gonna have to dip into a ColourPop palette just because I have everything but that. Also, please excuse this one little nail. The rest I was able to pop off. This one, it hurt so bad, so please excuse this. It looks weird, it's odd, I know, but it was too painful. Alright, now as always, I'm going to be using my beautiful blinged brushes. I could go in with the Blood Sugar palette, but I think I'm just gonna start off with the Conspiracy, which I have yet to do a regular just full-on tutorial with this palette, and I plan to do that in the future. When? I don't know, but I've basically done a look with all of the palettes minus the Conspiracy, so definitely should do that. Now the first shade I'm going to be dipping into is this one all the way over here called Flaming Hot, and I'm going to take my E7 brush. This is one of my new brushes, so beautiful. I'm gonna kind of do a little full-on like wing type of thing. So I'm gonna start as close to the brow by slowly tapping. Now I do have hooded eyes, so I have to look straight ahead. That's close enough. Not exactly what I wanted, but I can make that work. This is definitely going to be one of those looks where it's going to look really crazy before it gets better. At least that's what I'm hoping for, because I didn't even do a test run of this. So this is the first try, guys. That's as good as this is going to get. Now I'm going to take my E22 brush. I'm going to dip into the shade right next to it, which is Cheese Dust. I'm just going to place this right underneath. I did take the red a little bit farther than I had anticipated, but that's okay. And of course, gotta build up that shade. The next color is obviously yellow, however, I want to do a winged cut crease so that the yellow can really pop. Not only that, but I definitely gotta clean this up a little bit. I know the red looks still crazy, I know. We're not gonna leave it like that, I promise you. So I'm just grabbing my Magic Star concealer and my E26 brush. Then I'm going to be dipping into the lovely Thirsty palette, and I'm going to take this yellow shade, which is called Quench. Again, I'm going to be applying that on an E22 brush. Now I'm going to place that right underneath. The orange is slightly lost, so I'm just going to go back in and reinforce that shade. Make sure that the yellow and the orange blend really nicely together. You know what? I think I'm going to lightly dip into Food Videos, which is this bright, seriously bright yellow shade from the Conspiracy palette. I am so sorry if you guys hear that. That's the construction. I've been trying to avoid it, and whenever they start, I stop, restart. But that we're just going to roll with. And I'm just going to place this right over the shade Quench, just so that the yellow can pop a little bit more. Before we, again, cut the crease to clean up the mess, I definitely want to now go and fix the top part. So I believe, what shade do I want to go in? There are so many palettes, so many options. I think I'm actually going to dip into the Blood Sugar palette and dip into the shade Tongue Pop, which I don't know if you could tell by my thumb, but it's going to be the shade right over here. And I'm going to lightly mix that with the shade above, which is Sugarcane. Again, applying that on another E22. I love these brushes because they are so precise for looks like this. And I'm just going to use this to buff out the edges of Flaming Hot. Now with this, I am basically going over the shade Flaming Hot because if I go any higher, it will get severely messy. But I just want to blend that shade out just a little bit more. I'm just going to go in with my E11 brush, which I usually use to set my eyes. And I'm just going to take this right over here in the inner corner because this needs to be calmed down. Now on that brush in particular, when setting my eyes, it has these shades from the Beautiful Orgy palette. You don't have to use these shades. You could even probably just use a regular clean brush, but if you guys want to do the same thing that I'm doing, I just mixed the two shades, Silk Robe and Gender Fluid. That's been my new shade when setting my eyes. So I'm going to be dipping into the Just My Luck palette, which is by ColourPop. And I don't know what green to dip into exactly. I think I'm going to start off and see what Kiss My Hash looks like, which is this shade right over here. And I'm just going to be applying that on, and that's my phone. Yes, it is Kim Possible. Excuse that. But anyway, I'm just going to be taking that on an E7 brush, and I'm going to place this right where I won't even say cut the crease, did the wing liner. Again though, just the same process over and over again, just following that line from before. The green is looking pretty decent, kind of surprised, but I don't like the way it kind of just stops right here. So I'm just going to be taking the E26 and I applied that shade. And I'm just going to make sure that it fades better. So I'm going to take it very lightly all the way in here. I hope you guys can see that. I only got 2 more shades to go. Now for the blue, I could dip into my blue blood palette, but I have yet to review it. I know guys, in my last video I said that was the next tutorial that I'm going to do, but I had to push it because I had to do a pride look and it just wouldn't have fit within the schedule. So that will definitely be the next tutorial that I do. But for the blue, I am going to be dipping into the Thirsty palette. And I'm going to be taking the shade Submerge. And I'm going to start off with the E26 brush. And I am going to just do a little bit of an outline. So I'm going to follow the green. You know what? I might have to dip into another palette. The blue is there, it's just not the blue that I'm looking for, which I kind of had a feeling, but I was hoping it would look a little bit better. So here we have the I Heart Revolution Heartbreakers palette. This is in Daydream. Now these don't really have shade names, they more have numbers. I'm going to be taking the shade all the way down here, which crazy enough, I haven't even touched. This is the shade number 7. And just apply it right where I just placed that shade Submerge, and hopefully this will be the blue that I'm looking for. Ooh, yes she is. She is. I'm going to take this blue and I'm going to put it right, whoops, definitely F that up, but that's okay. I'm going to take the tip of it actually, because I didn't use the tip of it, that was my fault. And I'm going to place this right in the inner corner. And I'm going to kind of take it a little bit like that, almost like a fox eye type of thing. Real quickly before I move on to the purple, I'm just going to be taking, I only have 2 blue eyeliners. This is the closest thing I can find. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. It is in the shade 22 Turquoise. I'm going to place this in my waterline. She worked fairly well. Wow, I am surprised. Okay, for the last and final shade, I'm going to be dipping obviously into the Bloodlust palette. I think I'm going to go into the shade Blood Queen, which is all the way down here. You know, it's funny, I said the last and final shade, but it really isn't. But of the flag it is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to be applying that on an E7. And I'm going to focus this on the bottom lash line. The bottom, the lower lash line, same thing. Same thing. Now, I already just tapped into the shade Blood Queen again, and I'm just going to use this very lightly and just follow the blue. Guys, I thought my camera was recording and it wasn't. Luckily, I didn't go all that crazy. I'm just going to show you on the other side. All I did was I dipped into the shade Blood Queen again on an E26 brush. And I just followed it like this. Basically what we did for the blue in the inner corner. I'm going to show you what I slightly did over here, which failed to record. Now, I don't want the purple just to end abruptly like that, so I'm just going to dip into the shade over here, which is called Deviant. And I'm just going to run this right underneath the shade Blood Queen. And of course, I'm applying that on an E22 brush. I'm going to dip into the Orgy palette, if I can open it. There we go. And I think, yeah, I'll go with this brush. This is the E21. I'm just going to dip into the shade Silk Road and Silk Robe and Gender Fluid, as I mentioned before. And I'm going to take this and buff out these edges. For the inner corner, I'm going back and forth between these 2 shades. They're basically the same though. From the Thirsty palette and the Conspiracy, we have the shade Divine and Diacola. If you guys don't know what they look like, they are these beautiful silver shades. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade. I found another E26. Thank goodness I bought so many of these brushes. But I'm just going to take that and dip into the shade Divine. I'm going to place this in the inner corner. I'm going to go into the Conspiracy palette and I'm going to place the shade Ranch right on top of that. And the reason that I did that is because I really want Ranch to pop. But because we have so many colors going into the inner corner, I don't think it would pop as much as I really needed to. That's why I really wanted to have a bright, impactful shade there first. Wow, that's bright. Holy crap. You know what? I think I'm going to go into the shade Sweetener from the Blood Sugar palette. Actually, you know what? I did not want to do that. That's going to be way too dark. Alright. Just wiped off the brush, we're good. I'm actually going to take the shade over here, which is Candy Floss. This is what I need. If I took the shade Sweetener, it would be way too dark. I'm just gonna place this in the little bit of brow space that I have left. Just like that. That's blinding. My goodness. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I was debating if I should add lashes, and then I was like, you know what? We are. Today I am wearing the style garters. They are from the Kiss Lash Couture Triple Push-Up Collection. I think these are so cute. I got these at my local drugstore. So adorable and really comfortable. And for the lips, my go-to, my new go-to lip combo has been the Dragon Beauty Lip Job Liner in the shade 2.0 CC. And then I use Naked Body from the Velvet Trap lipstick. And of course, to top that off, I use the Supreme Gloss in the shade House Tour. This lip combo is something I've been wearing all the time. So yeah, you guys, that's basically it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, as well as hitting the notification bell. As always, every product used today will be linked down below in the description box. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!